infection.
Oh.
Like I was dying.
I'm more interested in the name Juanita Fajita.
Juanita Fajita. You can't even say it.
I can say it.
Side note, we're live on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Was your butthole on the
Hi,
outside?
YouTube.
No, that's a prolapse.
Not a Juanita Fajita.
Juanita prolapse fajita?
We're live on YouTube.
Fajita went
What's up,
wrong
YouTube?
YouTube.
Nobody's on YouTube.
This thing's not hooked up to anything.
Oh shit.
So they're watching. They
can't hear anything.
I noticed that you did that earlier, and I just thought you were just putting it there for like looks for that camera.
Oh shit, we are live on YouTube though, and we're recording right now.
Everybody knows sign language? Where's Mel? We need Mel. She knows
Yeah, she does.
sign language.
Where was Mel this morning?
Mel is in Cheyenne doing a roller derby clinic. So.
Well, you can go. We're still recording.
I know. Well, it's distracting. I have a hard time focusing on two things at once now.
Mel's taking the roller derby to the good people of Cheyenne.
Yeah, she's actually in charge of teaching like a certain skill for the non-skating officials, which is like an important part of the bouts. It's pretty cool. Like she's doing a lot of work with roller derby.
She's doing the Lord's work.
Which Lord? We're not sure. The dark one.
The Derby Lord.
The Derby Lord. Oh, Derby Lords, I command you to skate. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about 1997's Event Horizon, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, which I thought was kind of crazy.
We need to be loud.
Doesn't seem right.
We're on YouTube.
Right.
So you do.
I don't know. It's interesting, but it's also stars Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, Kathleen Quinlan, and of course we talked to Jack Noseworthy, so he definitely gets a shout in this. So the graphic violence in the movie was cut by a full 30 minutes, and originally when it went to the MPAA, it received an NC-17 rating, so they had to cut a ton of the movie down.
To back that up, I read the wiki page.
Yeah.
Apparently, what was the studio that produced the film?
Paramount.
So apparently, Paramount's test screenings had people fainting. And
Why the fuck haven't they released this cut of the movie yet?
It had people fainting and throwing up at test screenings because of how violent and how sexual, like they call it the blood orgy scene was.
Yeah.
So I read an article, and you may get it in the trivia too. But I read an article that the directors had come out and said they found a lot of footage. They just hadn't watched it yet, so they didn't say what was on it. And then later, I guess in the future, somebody had asked him about it again, and he said everything that they'd watched wasn't viable. They couldn't put it out.
It was so damaged that it wasn't good.
So there was a ton of footage that was not released, but it couldn't be released anymore after that.
What about the cut that they were showing people that made people sick?
Well, that's the thing is like they actually physically cut the film because that was back before they did a lot of digital stuff. So like those cuttings saved properly, and as a consequence, because it was made kind of in the infancy of like the DVD market, special features, director's cuts kind of stuff. So there is a DVD out there that has what they have recovered plus like storyboards of the things that they filmed in it. So
this is my TOTLD dropping the ball moment.
Yeah, they came
That's
out.
not a new thing. You're not allowed to do that.
The director came out and said that Paramount wasn't looking at the dailies, so they would send them stuff and they just weren't looking at them.
So they just kept going for broke.
Yeah, when the cut when they were done and they showed it to him, Paramount was like,
"Holy
fuck,
fuck
like,
dude!
we
No,
can't
you
show
cannot
that."
make that movie."
And so they
I would have loved it if they were like, we weren't saying anything, so we didn't think we were going deep enough.
Apparently, that scene, the scene that everyone was like, no, less of that. They hired amputees to make the scene more gory, and porn stars to make it like more like,
sexual,
rapey and sexual. Like,
isn't there a Fangoria magazine that has a lot of pictures from it?
There is a Fangoria out there that has a ton of pictures from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff about that missing footage. The suits weighed 65 pounds, and standing in them too long caused back injuries, but they couldn't sit down like in a regular chair because of the backpacks that were on the back of them. Sure. So when I was talking to Jack, he actually clarified this. They actually made an apparatus, like, so you know when you're at the gym and there's the it's like a rack that you put your hands on and rest your forearms on it to like lift your legs up to do like a kind of a standing crunch. They created something like that for them that they could kind of like lean their arms over, and then it had a little seat that they could sit on. So they were literally hanging from like a weird little special hook contraption.
Like a fluffer, but to stand up.
But to stand up, yeah.
But not for your penis to stand up.
They made an apparatus, so you know what?
I did a Doyle. I doiled it.
Just doiled the show.
Because Anderson wanted to make a rated R film, Anderson turned down a chance to direct X-Men.
Wow.
Like, so...
I'd rather have
That's
directed X-Men. I like Event Horizon, but I definitely would have rather have directed X-Men.
Clive Barker was a consultant on the film. If you're familiar with his books and movies, that makes a lot of sense. I thought that was really cool. And then Kurt Russell, when they were filming, when him and Anderson were filming a different film together, said to him, "Forget about what this movie is doing in the theaters now. In 15 years' time, this is going to be the movie you're glad you made." Like, and that's really rung true. Like, it is a cult classic and genuinely like a super fucking awesome movie. So yeah, thoughts, guys. What do you guys think?
There's a scene that stands out in particular to me with this film, and it's the first time, what's his name, knows the guy you just interviewed.
Justin.
Is his character in the movie.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first time he finds the black hole, like, energy drive thing for the spaceship, and it's a fucking, like, giant gyroscope spinning, I was like, that looks fucking cool, and how the fuck did they do that? Like, how did they make that thing?
That is a practical effect.
I know! I'm like, that's a real fucking thing that somebody had to make.
Is the most uncomfortable room of all time.
So Jack
Correct.
Jack talks in his interview that, you know, our listeners have heard probably like last week about how the entire set was practical effects sets. So like when you walked into it, it was epic and huge and like daunting. Like that sounds, I mean, dude, that movie, the visual aesthetic of that film is
fucking
perfect,
intense.
and it's super, super intense.
It's very high quality as far as the way it looks.
So,
like I just watched it again 2 days ago, and special effects wise, it holds up for sure.
So the scene where Sam Neill is in the space station, and you can like see his reflection in the mirror, or in the window, and then it like pans out, and you can see that he's in space and the space station and stuff. Apparently, that shot was a third of their special effects budget, and everything else went into practical effects. Like, Jack talks about how he spent 8 hours in the makeup artist's chair, that he would literally like go to sleep while they were putting like all the like flaked off, fucked up skin off of him, and that when
Did he have more scenes or something that aren't in the movie after he got?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it.
For the guy you interviewed, there's supposedly a longer sequence to when he went inside the portal.
Yeah.
Like, you get to see for, like, a brief moment what he saw, what drives him crazy.
And there's, like, apparently there's more of the...
Basically more of the gore that got cut.
The blood orgy scene. There's more of the Sam Neill's dream sequence stuff. Like...
fucking crazy as hell.
Yeah, there's all sorts of... Like, almost everything that's missing is, like, violence and gore.
Well, you can feel... I would say, like, when you watch the movie, you can feel that it's missing, too, though.
Yeah.
You can feel like...
Because it is short. It's like 100 minutes long.
Well, you can just feel, too, like they were about to push that farther, and then they didn't. And I love how they don't even address the scene where they're in the hospital area, and the fucking windows are covered with, like, gut splattering.
Yeah.
They're standing right next to it, too. Like, within touching distance, like, not gored out by that.
Well, it's like the lightning. They can't... It's like the whole wall is dark, and then it goes... And then there you can see that the walls are just covered in gore. Like, I don't know. Maybe they see that a lot. Yeah. Maybe that happens all the time in space. Who fucking knows?
Really lost pressure in this cabin. Yeah, bodies just bursted like fucking pinatas.
I had a weird...
See it all the time.
Just no candy. So it's nothing like a pinata.
No candy. Just
nobody hits it, no candy.
Just lower intestines.
There are a lot of what I call white people don't do that moments in this movie. Like, don't enter the void black space. Also, if you know a bomb is on the ship, get the fuck off the ship. Like, I'm not gonna find that bomb. Just leave, asshole.
He was sad. It was his ship that was blown
up. I know, but you still get the fuck out.
How about you, Juan? What did you think of it?
I love this movie.
Okay.
I have loved this movie for a long time, but upon revisiting the movie, like Doyle, you could feel that there was something missing. You could feel that there were points in the movie where they were going somewhere, and it just was like, all right, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Like,
it's kind of herky-jerky.
It is. It's really weird. I love the movie, though. I don't know why, because it's super over the top, and I think it's just the fact that maybe they were going to go to hell or something, you know, blah, blah, blah. I feel like we were talking earlier about what could stand to have a sequel. I feel like that movie could stand to at least explain or you know, expound on that universe a little bit more, even if it's not with especially Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne and all that.
Especially the way it
very
ends,
detailed commentary.
Because he wakes up from his hypersleep, and the first thing he sees is, like, demonic Sam Neill, like, leaning over him. He's like, ah, fuck! And then he wakes up from another dream, still surrounded by, like, rescue people. Like, was that the ending?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe he himself is now, like, moderately possessed.
Who you know?
They're still technically
the one guy that survives.
They're still the guy in the
no, so it's the chick and the black guy.
Yeah. Fishburne.
Fishburne doesn't. It's the other guy.
Yeah.
The guy who got blown into space.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
the black like rescue guy.
But when they're being rescued, they're still technically on the front half of the Event Horizon ship. Like it could still very well be possessed or whatever.
Yeah, they leave that door open. I think.
So that'd be fucking awesome to see. Like, well, here's a whole new batch of people that came to rescue these assholes that were trying to rescue those assholes, and now those people are also fucked. Like that would be a great movie too.
So when this movie came out, like the standards for what could be R, like it was definitely pushing it. Do you think they could push it further now?
Absolutely.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
They need to.
Fucking Deadpool 2 has a small baby dick in it. Like, there's almost nothing you can't do with the rated R now.
That's all.
I mean, and
fair point.
I'm just saying.
Like at the same time, the half of the Event Horizon leaves. Like it's not destroyed. They destroyed the connection.
Yeah.
But it just is gone.
It just
now.
is gone.
It could
and who
come
knows?
back or wherever
it could be
whatever.
somewhere else.
Right.
Somebody could find the back end of the Event Horizon somewhere else.
It also could have gone somewhere else. There's no saying it goes to the same place every time.
That's what I'm saying. Like physically, what if the back half of the Event Horizon just blips into Earth orbit? Like that'd be a great movie.
I mean, when it was out of normal space,
because it violates space-time continuum.
That's not hell dimension,
right?
Or maybe it's hellier dimension.
So because it violates space-time dimension, what if it goes like back in time to like before Event Horizon launches or something, or jumps further into time and comes back like several hundred years. Yeah, like that.
We should stop talking about this before they make another Invisible John Cena pop.
Before they fucking steal something else from our show.
Yeah.
By the way, they already made a sequel to this movie.
To be fair, I don't think
it's called The Matrix.
What we don't understand is Fishburne was in an earlier version of The Matrix where we were spacefaring, and when he went into the black hole, he woke up into the real world.
That was him taking the red pill,
exactly.
Right? Or blue pill, whichever the fuck it was.
Which is weird because I kind of had that weird ass dream after I watched this movie.
But
I was like, Matrix is Event Horizon.
I don't think we ever have to worry about another Event Horizon movie coming out because I guess it only grossed like
$5.
Yeah, it had a budget of like $60 million, and it only made like 27 back.
Yeah, but dude,
like it was an epic failure.
It's definitely made its money back because it was a heavy DVD
now, for sure, but
VHS sale and rental.
The one part I think the movie falls super short in, even though I still do love the movie, is Sam Neill's descent into madness, which I'm sure is part of all the scenes that got cut out, is way too fast in the movie.
Yeah, he goes
He's
from
like totally normal guy to I'm fucking crazy.
He goes from 0 to 1,000 instantaneously.
And I'm fucking crazy. I'm like possessed superhuman. Like,
yeah.
It makes me feel like they didn't tell, aside from him creating the ship, it makes me feel like there's a whole backstory to him already being crazy, and then getting onto this ship to get back to the Event Horizon for a reason.
Yeah, maybe he actually has already gone to the hell dimension.
And that's what that's a part of what makes me lost.
It's cited as part of one of the deleted or lost scenes where there's more backstory between him and his wife before she dies. because we only see her in the movie after she's already dead.
After she's fucking black-eyed.
So,
Yeah.
Apparently, there's also like a scene where Sam Neill was supposed to like spider walk naked down a wall, like.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah,
okay,
don't
with
show my
leaving
cock."
that one out.
What's that?
I'm okay with leaving that.
I don't know if it makes it more creepy. Fucking sure throw it in there.
That
Why
scene
not?
where she's cutting her wrists and then standing above him is, I'd say, one of the most fucked up scenes they left in the movie.
Yeah. A lot of the scenes with his wife are just like truly unsettling.
Yeah.
Like he's in that weird room with all the circuits around him, and then she just appears behind him. I was like, ah, fuck. Like I hate that. I hate it when people just appear.
Especially ghost women or ghost children.
The
Just-
eyes.
damn it.
The eye, and that's the weirdest thing. They made her pale and they gave her these fucking creepy ass eyes, and I was like,
That's
whoa.
what it is. That's what it is. That's what got me all through fucking Haunting of Hill House. Every time the crazy dead mother shows up and she's like, "Matt!" Fucking like, God damn it, go away. Stop it.
They were saying the same thing.
Stop it, fucking ghost. Bitch ass ghost. More ghost hunting shows need to use that line. Stop it, you bitch ass ghost.
It's like Cord from the third floor. Piss off, ghost.
Cord having a ghost hunting show.
Yes.
Wow.
He's bloody gone. He disappeared.
That's weird.
Piss off, ghost.
Oh man, this movie's great. I love this movie.
It
I've
really
loved
is.
this movie since the first time I saw
It's
it.
really
Like,
good.
one of my favorite bands, like, sort of used a line from it. You know, just the whole Latin where the dude's holding his eyeballs out is fucking creepy as shit. Like,
Save yourself from hell.
like the gore orgy thing is probably the first time I'd ever seen anything like that in a movie. I was like, there's got to be other movies like this. This is amazing. And
So brutal.
oh, dude, it's like the whole
I don't-
album's like a metal band come to life.
I
It's
don't remember the context, but I do remember being asleep in a room, waking up. I think Bobby
And
was
being tipped?
Bobby was explaining this movie to somebody, and he was quoting "Hell is just a weird word. Reality's much worse." I was like, "What in the fuck is going on?" We've gone up in horizon.
I say this movie and Mandy are probably the most accurate depictions of heavy metal albums as movies.
Yes.
Still haven't seen Man, I need to.
Oh, dude, it's
God
so
damn it.
fucking
I
good.
bought it after you said it, and it's on Amazon Prime.
It is the absolute fucking best thing I watched last year.
Couple little things. Jared, is his name Rager? I always feel like I
Rager.
always get that. Rager.
Yeah.
So Jared says it's so good.
Hold on, let's do it again. It's so good.
No, it's my turn. It's so good.
Evidently, Jared's super gay.
Hi, Jared.
I don't know this guy. Have I met him before?
I think so.
Did I just rag on a total stranger?
No.
That would be the first time.
We went to a movie with him. I did at least.
Yeah, he would laugh. He's laughing. Is he watching
I
right
don't
now?
know.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, he wouldn't take offense to it.
No, he would laugh. He's a good guy.
Whoever you
Dave-
are, don't be mad.
Dave King quoted, "She knows my secrets, she knows my fears." Brent Fisher said, "Fuck this movie. God, it scared the shit out of me."
Dude.
He said, in quotes, "It's awesome, but man, I had the lights on for a week."
When I was a kid,
this movie
yeah.
terrified me.
I don't. Like now, it's not quite as scary. It's just awesome to watch. But when I was a kid, man, this fucked my brain up for a
when
little
that
bit.
movie came out, I feel like Sphere also came out relative to that one.
Pretty
and
close.
both of those movies, like no sleep for like preteen Tim. Was
for,
not happening.
for me, it was In the Mouth of Madness and Event Horizon, which both star Sam Neill,
And the
and
Mouth of
they
Madness is still fucked up.
and they both did a fucking drop kick into my brain. Like it
Yeah.
fucked me up for a little while. You can ask Steve. I was going crazy there for a minute.
Brent Fisher also said, "I love the juxtaposition of the bearing witness to the unknowing horror of the void being shown above a near complete couple set of willow tree figures, which is on my TV."
Nice.
Okay, I was like,
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Brett. Go check
Like,
out
that
his
didn't
podcast,
happen.
Just Okay Gamers. He's the
Oh,
guy.
that's a podcaster?
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
guy
alright,
that
cool.
housed me when I went to Columbus.
oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
He is the
Friends.
originator of Letterkenny for all of Greeley.
Oh,
apparently.
dude. Thank
have
you.
him- we have him to
Thank
thank for that.
you.
Thanks, Brent Fisher.
I owe you a handy.
Never buy you a Coke.
I'll never buy you a Coke.
It's gonna be sad handy though.
Oh yeah,
Lots of
all my
tears.
handies are sad
All
handies.
are sad, dude.
My hands are so dry.
On that note, mine's
Wow.
not a handy from wine might not
Dry
be so bad.
calloused.
It's got those super moist hands.
Yeah, I do have very soft hands.
Not from lotion though.
Some cars are so soft.
Hey, my hands aren't made for rough labor, bro. They're not.
They're mostly
Box
made for
hands.
masturbating other men.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly.
No.
Not
Doing
just
the
men
Dutch
all the
rudder.
time.
Dutch
It's
rudder.
not gay. We're touching dicks.
I mean, I can honestly, I can only masturbate myself every couple of weeks or so. Unless there's bleeding.
Yeah. God damn it.
Wow.
Any other comments?
No, that was all of them.
Awesome.
That's cool though. I like. There we got a lot of likes and.
I think Event Horizon's like a
So-
beloved movie.
Somebody gave it
Yeah.
a laugh, which I don't know if that's good or bad.
Or creepy.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is my favorite film.
I love the blood orgy scene.
I've always wondered what it felt like to vomit up my own intestines covered in barbed wire.
Wow.
That's in there.
Yeah.
It is.
I definitely haven't freeze framed a bunch of these scenes just to see what the fuck was
He
happening.
wants to see the naked women. Oh,
Yeah.
Because the weird gory parts are very quick because I cut all that shit out.
Yeah,
So
There's a demonic figure in the back with a staff too.
yeah,
yeah.
Like, what's that guy's deal? He's just chilling back there with a staff.
it's the devil.
That's the Event Horizon, bro.
Este devil, el diablo.
Said the only white guy in the
Este devil.
That's awful.
Oh. All right, so what do we say? I for sure give this a
Thumbs
thumbs up.
Thumbs
Way,
up.
both thumbs up.
Thumbs straight
Let
up
us
the
know
ass.
what you guys think.
Way up there,
Event
Marty.
Horizon.
Yeah. So let's talk
You
about.
John,
there.
You're supposed to call back
In
John.
YouTube land.
He doesn't watch our YouTube channel.
I know. Are you kidding me?
John.
Most people don't even know we have a YouTube channel, which needs to change.
Working on it. We mention it every time. Okay, so the next pick is Juan's pick,
It is?
and Juan picked, or no,
Pick-
Jason. The J stands for Jason.
Oh, I
was like,
I
what?
don't,
Juan gets a pick.
I don't remember this.
Uh,
I thought we were watching Jaws next.
no, Jason's pick was next, and then
Okay.
after that is Jaws.
Cool.
And Jason's pick, Maniac Cop. So we
Oh,
are
that
going.
was my next pick. Unless me and Jason both picked the same movie, and that would be amazing.
I feel
You
like
picked Event Horizon, and he picked Maniac Cop.
No, but I was telling you last week, my next movie is going to be Maniac Cop. So if Jason actually picked that, that's kind of crazy.
Maybe we are supposed to watch Jaws, and then your Maniac Cop.
Well, I think Jason would be after that, wouldn't he? Since I just picked it, right?
So it went you picking Event Horizon, and then I have Jason written down as Maniac Cop, and then Jaws written down as
He
a
might
show
have picked
pick.
Maniac Cop, and I just also wanted to watch Maniac Cop. I mean, it's possible.
We're gonna watch Maniac
Yeah.
Cop, and we're gonna reach out to Jason and ask him if that's what his pick was, and if it isn't, then he's gonna pick the next
That's
one
totally
after
fine.
Jaws, because
If it is,
this has become a confusing clusterfuck of a mess already. All
Jason,
it's
if
meant
you
to be
pick-
is a fucking list, and I can't even keep that right.
if you pick Maniac Cop,
There's
also
arrows,
we're giving each other
scribbles.
movies, Jason.
I
Mine's
just
some shit.
sent him a message. We'll see what he says.
Nice.
I don't. A Maniac Cop doesn't seem like a movie that he would choose. Do you think?
Ooh, I don't know, man. He's picked some really weird
Because
movies.
the odds of both of us picking Maniac Cop that has to be better than Lotto odds.
I feel like
Plus,
we
he
need
picks
to
good
watch
movies.
whatever Jason's pick is next, though.
If Jason
Yeah, I
hasn't
agree.
picked
It could be Jason.
and he gets a hold of you, we aren't watching Maniac Cop. But if that is Jason's pick, we are watching Maniac
Yes.
Cop. No matter
Sorry,
what.
bitches.
No
I
matter
don't know
what.
the fuck going on
No
now.
matter what, Maniac Cop and Jaws is being watched very shortly.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes.
I can't wait to watch Jaws. I fucking love the shit out of that movie.
I've seen it a bunch, and I still love it.
I don't know where I'm at.
I've honestly seen it in the last 3
It's,
months.
dude, it's just a straight up action movie with a giant fucking shark in it.
Oh, I'm with you. We'll talk about it next time.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do?
Read the book, dude.
Talk about Tommy Wiseau's new Big Shark movie.
The
We
book is
can come back to that
Since
after.
we're on Jaws.
No, we forgot to talk about how we had a discussion in the car about Event Horizon. Back to you, Juan.
Oh yeah.
Back to you.
They started talking
What
about
the
Event.
fuck are you talking
They
about?
started talking about Event Horizon in the car. I was like, save it. Don't talk about it now. We'll talk about it on the show. And then Doyle goes, well, Juan, we had a great conversation about Event Horizon in the car. Back to you, Juan.
That's funny.
You just said had something that you were going to come back to earlier that you discussed.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next one though. I think that was about the comedian.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
You wait till the next
That, you know what?
show.
You
No,
do
no,
the
no, the
old.
next
You do the
segment.
old man pick,
Oh,
Yeah.
and that'll be
Yeah,
it.
the next
Okay.
segment. The next
Comedian will
segment.
be my old
But
man pick.
this is all for some reason I've designated YouTube as the pop culture classic spot.
That's cool.
So
But if you
I
want
don't
to keep
know
up with what's going on next,
Yes.
check us out on Facebook
Facebook,
Live.
yeah.
We'll be going
And
live
join us
there.
next time where we might watch Maniac Cop.
Might watch Jaws.
We might watch Jaws. We might watch something totally fucking different
yeah,
that Jason
yeah.
picked out. So
Something weird, like, I don't know, Fantasia.
before I let
that
you
would
guys,
be amazing.
before I let,
Don't pick Fantasia, Jason. You
Let's-
pick Fantasia, you know what I'm picking.
Maniac Cop.
Time cop.
oh, Battlefield Earth. I knew that was going to be the answer.
Time Cop's a quality.
All right, we're gonna go to we're gonna go to break, and then I'm gonna say bye to YouTube.
Oh, all right.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye.
YouTube, thanks for watching us live. We will talk to you soon. Of course, be sure to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/thinkingoutsidethelongbox, on Twitter or Instagram at Outside Longbox, and of course, you can subscribe and like and hit the little ring bell so that you get notifications every time we go live or post a new video.
Ring bell.
Thank you very much, YouTube. We'll see you in just a couple minutes on Facebook Live. Facebook.com/Thinking Outside the Longbox.
Yes.
Bye.